friends, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, we will be building a dark, sort of mystic loft style home on a 20 by 15 lot in Newcrest. I am using reference images that I found on Pinterest as inspo for the outside of this build, so I will pop those on the screen right now. I had originally planned on building this house for a vampire, but I realized that I've never played with any of the gameplay features from Crystal Creation Stuff Pack, so here we are. I haven't created a sim for this build just yet, but I am imagining that they are an entrepreneur and that they sell the jewelry that they make at local craft fairs or trade shows or something like that. Now, I know we don't have those types of events in the game, but I did place the yard sale table on the lot so that the sim can use that. So the shell came together rather quickly since this house isn't too big. So yeah, just gonna add windows. I knew I wanted to use those larger modern windows from the Growing Together expansion pack for the front, just to bring some interest to the house. Otherwise, I feel it would have looked very flat and somewhat boring. So yeah, going with that. I'm also using the siding from Growing Together as well as the front door, and the remaining windows are from Snowy Escape with one base game window creeping in there for the kitchen. Okay, just getting those windows adjusted. We already have our staircase, getting our interior doors. So for the inside, there will be an open concept living, dining, and kitchen on the first floor with the bedroom toward the back and the bathroom over in that bump out to the side. And the lofted area upstairs will be where they create all of their fabulous jewelry pieces. So I know having to access the bathroom from the primary bedroom is not ideal. However, I feel like this sim will be so focused on collecting crystals and crafting their jewelry that they won't have time to host or entertain any guests. We're just about done with the outside of the home. Here, I'm just adding the flooring throughout the inside as well as painting the platform roof pieces and the ceiling, since that's something that I tend to forget all the time. I know you guys are probably yelling at me at this point about those default roof tiles, but I kind of forgot about that. But don't worry, I do remember to go back in and do that later on in the build. So, we already painted the walls. I love this dark green color that we used. And I knew I wanted to use that TV unit from Tiny Living since it also functions as a radio and a bookshelf since our space was kind of small. And the cozy couch from the Book Nook kit, it just fit very nicely in this space. So moving on to the kitchen, I'm using the Home Chef Hustle Stuff Pack, or yeah, a Home Chef Hustle Pack in the black swatch, obviously. I'm only going to put uppers on that one side of the wall, and then I'm just grabbing that dish rack as well. I thought about putting a coffee maker in, but I decided against that for whatever reason. So it was at this point that I realized I couldn't see, so we just added some lights. Now going back into the kitchen, I wanted to separate that space, so I'm using the decorative tiles from the For Rent expansion pack, and then I also got the little curtain from the Growing Together stuff or expansion pack to put above our window. We also put the dining table and chairs from that For Rent pack as well. So picking the curtains took way longer than what I had imagined it would. I just could not decide on anything. So what we're seeing here is going to change. So now I'm just picking out a plant to fill in the empty spaces in the corners. So for this one, I settled on the one from the Crystal Creation stuff pack in the end. And then, like I said, I'm swapping out the curtains for the shades from the, what is this? My First Pet Stuff pack kit. Stuff pack. Yeah, what you know which one I'm talking about. So I'm just gonna get some plants and some clutter for the kitchen. We got another plant underneath the stairs. Oh, I also wanted to use this sign from the Love Struck expansion pack, but I couldn't find a dark enough swatch that I thought suited the bill, so we got rid of that. Now going back inside, we placed that key rack from the Everyday Clutter pack, and now moving on to find some clutter for the kitchen. So I fiddled with this corner for far too long. I'm about to grab that plant from Eco Lifestyle, and for the life of me, I just could not get it positioned the way I wanted to, but we eventually got there in the end. So I'm going to change a couple of swatches in here before we move on to the bedroom. So I knew I wanted to use the Modern Luxe pack kit in here, so I'm going to filter for that and just grab everything that we need for the bedroom. I'm placing it, and then I'm going to switch the swatches to black. And I'm also going to size up this rug ever so slightly using the tool mod. So I'm going to grab the wall art from that kit, and we're going to change the swatches on those, but I'm imagining that these are the jewelry that our sim has created that they just took photos of and just wanted to display in their home. And then I'm also going to swap out the pot light for this cool chandelier from the kit as well, just for some added razzle dazzle. And to finish up the space, I'm changing the swatches on the pictures and then adding some clutter to our dresser. So moving on to the bathroom, I'm going to use the same floor tiles as we did in the kitchen, and also adding wall tiles from Growing Together to the bathroom and the kitchen in the green herringbone shade, just so everything looks cohesive. We placed our shower tub combo there in the little nook we created. And looking back at this, I should have used the same counters as I did in the kitchen, but for whatever reason, I decided to use Dream Home Decorator ones instead. And then grabbing the sink from Snowy Escape with the mirror from high school years. So we're cluttering up the kitchen counter, put a laundry basket over to the side, a robe, things of that nature. All right, and then we just placed a floor mat in there. And I wanted to put a towel rack up there as well, so I just moved the window ever so slightly, and then just grabbing a towel rack from base game. And then that's it for our bathroom. So everything looks good downstairs, so let's make our way upstairs to get started on the workspace. Like I mentioned, I wanted to use all of the items from the Crystal Creation pack. So I have my filters set and we're just going to start grabbing stuff. I really loved that bookshelf from that kit, and I'm glad this wasn't a budget build because that bookshelf is quite expensive. And then we're placing the jewelry making table, as well as the tools, a picture, and the little display cabinet. So I'm imagining that their product or their stock is being kept in that display cabinet. We also added the couch from that pack, the rug, and yeah, just pretty much cluttered the whole upstairs with that. So moving back outside, I'm going to finish up the landscaping. And like I mentioned earlier in the video, I did place the yard sale table outside. Um, and then I also have the crystal charging grid out here as well. I don't know if it'll work under the porch, so I will play test that and I'll move it if necessary. I did grab a base game table to put that on as well. Now working on landscaping, it took me a while to get the trees placed how I wanted them due to those trees just off of the lot. And you see I painted the roof tiles here and just adjusting that to make that point on the window fit a little bit better. So getting some ferns out here, some of those wildflowers that we're seeing off lot, just to kind of make it blend in. I'm going to adjust the lot so I could kind of move these trees. Just trying to get the perfect orientation for these trees so the lot doesn't look too crowded. Got some rocks going, and we're also going to add some smaller bushes with some white flowers out here just to get some contrast to the outside of our build. All right, getting those placed perfectly. And lastly, we're going to end up getting a pathway for our build. And I did forget the mailbox, but I'm going to add that, or I did add that before I placed a lot on the gallery, so don't worry about that. And just scooting the house so the squares map out evenly. So yeah, that's it for our speed build portion. So let's go real time and let's go do a tour of our nice little loft home. Hello friends, so here's our finished build. I bet you all were yelling at me about the mailbox, but I did add that as well as some other details off camera. I did not terrain paint on camera, but I did that as you can see. I can't remember if I placed rocks back here on camera, but I did. So here's our completed build. I'm really proud of myself and I really love the way this turned out. Um, so yeah, let's take a tour of the inside. Well, this is a tiny home, so well, it's not a real tiny home, but it's smaller So let's just go in aerial view. So here we have our front entryway. Our dining table is over to this side. Our living room is here. Let's flip the camera so you can see a second view of our kitchen. And then going into our bedroom here, it's very dark. It's very my style. I love it. In retrospect, I should have put something on these nightstands, but you know how that goes. So now we're moving on into our bathroom. Again, I really loved how the black against this dark green just worked. And then I try to do like pop of color somewhere else. So we have this little purple painting here. In here we have like the little pinks or peaches, just like some light colors here and there. So yeah, that's our bathroom. Let's go upstairs to our lofted area. Yeah, it looks very, very pretty. I love the way it turned out, especially this jewelry crafting space. I cannot wait to play with this pack in my personal gameplay. Okay, and that's pretty much it for our build today. Let's leave off with, well, let me give you an aerial shot and put the grid on just in case you want to copy this plan. If you just want to try to build it yourself, you can. All right, and then there's the bottom floor. All right, so let's leave off with a nice little shot of the front here. Okay, this is the end of the video. You can find this build and all of my other builds on the gallery under my EA ID, which is KaylaRam7. All this information as well as additional information about the build can be found in the description box below. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a big thumbs up and tell me what your favorite part was in the comments. If you would like to come hang out with me again, be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel and click that notification bell so that you will be notified when I post a brand new video. Until next time, friends, toodles!